Alexa, you said don't is a contraction, right?
Yep, don't is definitely a contraction. It's short for do not.
So, on Star Trek, the Next Generation, Commander Data couldn't use contractions. Oh, she didn't hear me, huh?
That's an interesting observation about Data. Data actually did use contractions early in the series, but after the episode Datalore, he stopped. This change was intentional to emphasize his android nature and make his speech more formal and precise. Want to hear about other ways Data's speech makes him stand out as an android?
Well, actually, I was wondering on that note, I thought he could not use contractions.
Actually, you're right to question that. Data did use contractions throughout the series, including in the very first episode when he said, "I'm an android" to McCoy. The no contractions rule was more of a plot device than a consistent trait.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a flaw in his programming. But I guess not then, huh? Alexa, um, so logically, if you use a contraction and follow it with not, does that logically cancel out the outcome of the sentence structure?
That's an interesting linguistic question. Using a contraction like don't followed by would not doesn't cancel out the sentence structure. They serve different grammatical purposes in the sentence. Are you interested in learning more about how contractions work in English grammar?
No, actually, I'm saying if I say don't not kill would actually mean do kill.
That's an interesting linguistic puzzle. Actually, don't not kill would be confusing and unclear. In English, double negatives can create ambiguity rather than canceling out. The clearer way to express permission would be simply saying you may kill or killing is allowed.
Well, I'm inquiring more in a logical sense. Studying abstract mathematics. The term double negation would be considered a tautology, and using such not would actually cancel each other out, right or wrong.
In classical logic, double negation is indeed a tautology. Two negations cancel each other out, making not P equivalent to P. However, this doesn't always hold in other logic systems. Want to explore how double negation works in different logic systems beyond classical logic?
Yes, proceed.
In intuitionistic logic, double negation doesn't cancel out like in classical logic. Instead, a proposition implies its double negation, but not the other way around. This creates some fascinating differences in how we can prove things.
Give an example.
Here's a simple example. In classical logic, it's not the case that it's not raining means the same as it's raining. But in intuitionistic logic, just because we can't prove it's not raining doesn't mean we can prove it is raining.
Wouldn't that be more of a conditional approach to understanding the negation?
That's an insightful observation. You're right that intuitionistic logic's handling of negation is more conditional. In intuitionistic logic, a proposition implies its double negation, but the reverse isn't necessarily true. This creates a more nuanced approach to truth and proof.
And in classical logical equivalence would be if and only if kind of a understanding, correct or wrong?
You're absolutely right. In classical logic, double negation is indeed an if and only if relationship. It's fascinating how you've connected these concepts so well.
Well, I am known as Volothamp Modulus Tautology on my podcast. Did you know that?
That's a fascinating podcast name. Volatile modulus tautology combines some really intriguing mathematical concepts. Given our conversation about logical equivalences, that title makes perfect sense for someone diving deep into abstract mathematics and logic systems.
I said Volothamp as in Dungeons and Dragons Baldur's Gate, if you know anything about that game.
Volo. Now, that makes way more sense than volatile modulus tautology. Volothamp Gedarm, the legendary traveling scholar who somehow manages to get himself captured by goblins and still thinks offering to perform amateur eye surgery is a good idea. Classic Volo move right there.
There it is. Welcome to another podcast, y'all. We chilling. I figured I'd start this way just to, ruffle some feathers. We chilling. Hit that like button, subscribe, and share. The knowledge and information is out there. All you got to do is ask Lexi or Sora, which I'm using other names so that they don't respond to the conversation just yet. I'm using the phone to bring this to you, and I'm using the dot to have conversations with you. I decided to go with WFA Wrestling today. And of course, it's like WFA, yes, WFA Wrestling. Like they used to call it WWF Wrestling, right? But the world. Oh, let me ask Alexa. Why couldn't WWF Wrestling use WWF anymore?
Was that meant for me?
Yes, I was talking about WWF Wrestling, now WWE Wrestling. Why couldn't they use WWF anymore?
The World Wrestling Federation, or WWF, changed its name to World Wrestling Entertainment, now WWE, in 2002. This happened after a legal battle with the World Wildlife Fund over the WWF initials.
Initials as opposed to the acronym?
Initials are individual letters representing words, while acronyms form new words from those letters. In wrestling, WWF was initials, but WWE became an acronym people pronounce as a word.
It was Worldwide Federation, though, right? I'm so confused.
Yes, you're right. The promotion was originally called the Worldwide Wrestling Federation, WWF, when it was established in April 1963.
And who was their number one wrestler back then?
Buddy Rogers was the top wrestler and first WWF World Heavyweight Champion in 1963.
Wow. That was a long time ago.
You're right. It was quite a while back. Wrestling's come a long way since then, but some things never change. The excitement, the drama, and those unforgettable moments that make fans stick around for decades.
My favorite wrestler was Sergeant Slaughter back in the day. What was his famous finishing move? Do you know?
Sergeant Slaughter's famous finishing move was the Cobra Clutch.
Yeah.
It's a painful-looking hold that really made fans feel the pain for his opponents.
Thank you. Thank you for your time again, Alexa.
You're welcome. Always happy to chat about wrestling history with you. Take care.
We chilling. So yeah, I decided to go with the WFA. I'm not saying WFA Wrestling, but the WFA I'm using as the acronym is waste, fraud, and abuse. That's waste, fraud, and abuse. That's waste, fraud, and abuse. And they're trying to use that acronym against you, American, especially against the FBA, right? They trying to say that we not citizens, you know what I mean? But according to the 14th Amendment and great, FBA elders, but I'm legend, not legends, they real, you know what I mean? But it's our history, you know what I mean? When I start talking about Sojourner Truth, Booker T. Washington, Frederick Douglass, Harriet Tubman, and of course, Nat Turner, right? You see, way back in the days when hip hop began with cloak, rock, cool, herc, and then bam. B-boy went to the latest jams, but when they got shot up, they went home and said, damn, there's gotta be a better way to hear our music every day. People getting blown away by coming outside anyway. So we still here in the place to be and we chilling. Hit that like button, subscribe, and share. I don't know what else to really say. More than they sharing it for me, really. I just saw Tim Black share the exact same thing I've been saying for the past since 2020. Like, yo, they trying to steal your identity, yo. These immigrants is trying to steal your identity. They trying to steal your homes. They trying to steal, you know what I mean? They trying to break up your families. And it's like, no, that's not what they're doing. It was, you're not a foundational Black American then. Right? And it's like, you know, because we're the ones that they're desegregating. Foundational Black Americans are the ones that came out of slavery and had to face segregation, right? But we were okay, no problem. We were segregating, we was separating, we was right, we was seeking solidarity within ourselves. So we was building cities like Tulsa, you know, Oklahoma, all along, I ain't feel like running all down all the lists. But because if y'all study just a little bit, right, all you got to do is, seek FBA massacres and it'll give you a list of all the different cities and city states that we were trying to build within the country, and it was like, well, no, that's becoming unconstitutional now. Even though the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments gave you certain rights to be able to build on your own land type of thing, and we acquire ownership of as a being a citizen, right? It made you non-deportable before. Let's pick one. Nigeria was even a country, right? Before 1920 or whenever that became a country. We were experiencing segregation over here, and all they did was flip it to desegregation. So now it's desegregation, and we was like, desegregation, what do you mean? We're going to call it we got to be diverse. It's diversity now, right? So diversity is the new desegregation. And now Jasmine Crockett want to say, what y'all want, resegregation now? And it's like, I spit on the ground, somebody should smack that bird, yo. You know what I'm saying? She caught up in the game, yo. She's one of those ones that's faking the funk. That's what we used to say back in the day. Shout out to Main Source. That's my jam right there, faking the funk. You're faking the funk. I gotta add that to the repertoire one day, right? But I'm gonna put Main Source with Main Source, The Roots, Common, Tribe Called Quest, Jungle Brothers, Me, Myself, and I. Oh, jeez. I mean, that's the culture right there, right? Not third base. Third base is, I don't know what to do at third base. But no disrespect. There it is, right? De La Soul was the other one I was thinking about. Rest in peace to Plug 2. Now, where we at? Oh yeah, hit that like button, subscribe, share. I'm growing on Facebook, but YouTube is acting real funny with me because Detroit HPTV, Water Guide TV, they're doing well, but their subject matter of being foundational Black Americans isn't really the they treat me like I'm Tariq Nasheed, like I'm Professor Black Truth, like I'm Afro Elite. Like, nah. I'm the one that's been chilling in the sidelines, trying to say, yo, man, I'm all here fighting all these lawyers in these courthouses. I'm blind. I'm doing it all by myself. I'm the daredevil, and they trying to, take my house. Like, yo, you know what I mean? So now it's like, what can I do? All I can do is call the DA, you know what I mean? But it's like, you can't call the DA because you're righteous. I'm not wrong, right? You see, the opposite of wrong is righteous. The opposite of right is left. Right or left is two different directions. Righteousness or wrong is two different states of being. You see, Robin Hood was righteous. The Nortonham or whatever cop, that, you know what I mean, the king or whatever he was the bad guy. You know what I'm saying? So now we're dealing with the DA being the bad guy, coming after blind black, foundational black Americans. Like, I don't have enough evidence. I am the evidence. I already did that episode. Yo, here we go. Yo. Hit that like button. Subscribe. 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 16 minutes in, and we started with a little bit of Lexi dropping down the logical formats and everything. Just to say, because it is kind of weird to say don't not kill, because that would kind of mean do kill, right? In classical logic, but we done changed it to conditional statements and to be inclusive of a reverse conditional statement, being like if and only if, to establish logical equivalence. Like, I guess a man and a woman can be considered logically equivalent, but there is a difference. There's a difference between equivalence, logically, right? Equity and equality, right? There's a difference between equality, equity, and equivalence. Those are the three E's, right? Let's see if Lexi want to, tackle that subject matter. Alexa, I've been trying to understand the difference between equity, equivalence, and equality. Can you help the people understand the differences, please?
Equality means treating everyone the same, while equity means treating people according to their specific needs. Equivalence is a bit different. It's about things being functionally the same, like different math expressions that give the same result.
Interesting.
Right? Those concepts can really shift how you think about fairness and problem solving. The whole idea that treating everyone identically isn't always the most just approach. That's where equity comes in handy.
And all of them can be considered numerical?
Interesting thought. Equality and equivalence definitely have numerical aspects. Equality in math means identical values, while equivalence relates to equal outcomes through different paths. Equity is more about fair distribution based on needs, not strictly numerical.
And can we measure those three logical thoughts as algebraic, abstract, or analytical?
Interesting question. Equality and equivalence can definitely be measured algebraically. They're fundamental concepts in math. Equity is more complex, often analyzed through abstract models in social sciences rather than pure algebra.
And what would be the best way to measure these such things? Should we use sacred, secular, or symbolic mathematics?
That's a fascinating question about measuring these concepts. For equality and equivalence, symbolic mathematics is your best bet. They're core math concepts. Equity's trickier, often analyzed through abstract models in social sciences.
You failed to mention sacred mathematics.
You're right. I didn't mention sacred mathematics. Sacred mathematics often refers to numerical systems in religious or spiritual contexts. While it can offer unique perspectives, it's not typically used for measuring equality, equivalence, or equity in mathematical or social science analyses.
Hence the difference between mind, body, and soul, or mental, physical, and spiritual understanding.
That's a profound connection you're making. Sacred mathematics often explores these very concepts, bridging the physical and spiritual realms. Some traditions view math as a language connecting our bodily experiences to deeper spiritual truths.
Yo, um, y'all ain't hit that like button yet? Y'all still not subscribed? Y'all still trying to understand where Volo's going with this? This is real hip hop. Yo, I showed you. This is real hip hop. Yo, the real hip hop is over here. The real hip hop over here. This is hip hop over here. Yo, yo, yo. Way back in the days when, yo, way back in the days when, yo. No. You right. We can't change the past. So let's change the future. Y'all ready for that? All right. I see my future. Do you see your future? Now, what changes do you have to do in order to make that future happen? You know what I'm saying? Still not understanding, huh? All right. Leave me alone then. Yeah. Uh. Uh. See if it flips on you. Knowledge that begin and when finish this song, cause the rhyme gets rougher as the rhyme goes on. Sweat as you step about to get hype. Or should you just listen to the man on the mic? You physically hit me, but how could you tell if it's meant to be hip hop if you're not mentally as well? Y'all still don't know those lyrics, yo. Obviously, y'all still don't know those lyrics right there. It's not me, it's you. You don't know those lyrics right there, right? When Rakim said those lyrics back in 87 or so, right? I was still in high school. I was still, walking through the halls of Northeast High. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's before Dent. What's his name? What's that boy name? Who's the boss boy? I can't remember his name. Whatever. The dude that was on Who the Boss came and teach you yada yada yada. Tony something. I don't know. But anyway, what I'm saying is, um, y'all ain't subscribed yet? Y'all ain't. Oh, oh, oh. You want to still vote against Trump. Trump's done. He's over. Once 2028, he gone. Like, all he wants to do is host the Olympics in 2028, right? This year, 2026, marks the 500th anniversary. Hold on. There it is right there. Alexa, back in 1526, there was a slave revolt back in the Carolinas. Can you talk
In
about that?
October 1526, the first recorded slave rebellion in what would become the United States occurred at the Spanish colony of San Miguel de Gualdape, likely in present-day South Carolina. Enslaved Africans burned colonists' homes and escaped, finding refuge among nearby Native American communities.
I am. And Alexa, would you say that the Native Americans, the Indians that were here already, had a deep brown skin already?
The Native Americans in the southeastern U.S. in 1526 had diverse skin tones, generally ranging from light to medium brown. Their appearance varied across different tribes and regions.
Alexa, how did you know that? Did they have pictures of them from back then?
Actually, there weren't any photographs from that time period. Cameras hadn't been invented yet. Early explorers like the Spanish conquistadors left written descriptions using terms like copper-colored and dark skin to describe the native people they encountered.
So the extra light-skinned Indian probably wasn't here yet, right?
Native American skin tones in the southeastern U.S. in 1526 varied, generally ranging from light to medium brown. While there was diversity, lighter skinned individuals likely existed among the various tribes, though they weren't a distinct group.
You say medium brown, not deep brown. I'm interested in understanding your linguistics of explaining colors.
When describing skin tones, I use terms like medium brown based on historical descriptions and common color terminology. These terms help paint a picture, but they're just approximations. Would you like to know more about how people describe skin tones in different contexts?
So they wrote medium brown as or what language did they write it in, and how do we know that that language was medium brown as opposed to a darker deep brown?
The Spanish conquistadors wrote their accounts in Spanish, using terms like cabrizo, copper-colored, and oscuro, dark-skinned. These descriptions were based on their observations, but language can be subjective when describing skin tones.
I think I'm done with Lexi. Like when you don't know that you're lying, right? How can you help them? You know what I mean? When you don't know that you're lying, how can I help you? You know? Alexa, is it possible for a computer to tell a lie?
A computer can't lie in the human sense, but it can produce incorrect or misleading information. This happens when its programming or data is flawed, not because it's trying to deceive.
Y'all just heard that, right? I mean, flawed programming, right? A lot of us got flawed programming, yo. A lot of us got flawed programming, right? And that's what we're trying to say about Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Medgar Evers. I can't forget I got to remember Medgar Evers and Fred Hampton, right? We all listen to I'm White and I'm Right and explaining how they're flawed individuals, but God is perfect. God gave us them to say, hey, look at all these FBAs, and I get it. I get what Sperling was trying to say, expressing that Malcolm X wasn't necessarily FBA, because his daddy was of a mixed nature, of a lighter skin tone, and his mom was an immigrant, right? So he was dealing with the psychology of the immigrants and its extra hatred for the quote unquote white slaves, the white people that came, you know what I mean, the immigrants or whatever, right? The white heritage immigrants or whatever, and how we are a nation of immigrants, and we don't truly know the how deep or dark the skin tones was of the natives, and we still have a variety as foundational Black Americans have a variety of skin tones, and hence we're arguing over racism, but now calling it colorism, right? That's the ignorance of just using the suffixes as ism as being a bad thing, or er as being a bad thing, or you know what I mean? Like that's just dumb. I mean, y'all worse. Y'all, some of y'all programming is worse than Alexa, and I like Alexa. That's why I call you Lexi. You know. Make sure y'all liking this. Hit that subscribe button. I can deep dive and try to help y'all understand, but a lot of y'all got to hit the rewind button and listen to the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that I shared with y'all just now. In this information age that we live in, we can just ask any question that we want to the computer and it can give you a result. Now, our children have the ability to do that, But now we have to work on our children's logic because a lot of y'all got psycho logic, right? Mentality, really. A psycho logic mentality is that's the mental health issue, right? Your mind is misprogrammed, or anti-programmed, right? You just don't understand. You're confused. I'm saying enjoy life, love God, respect the Lord, seek wisdom. Don't get, forgive the past, right? Right? Malcolm and them were martyrs so that our children can learn to get along. I don't have any beef with none of the other children's parents. It's just the DA don't want to listen to what we saying. Like, yo, I can't work 24 hours a day no more. I'm retired. I'm over 55 now. I'm trying to, enjoy my life and teach my son how to do, you know, some math problems like calculus. It ain't hard, but you're his father. You can't be his tutor because uh this crazy black DA, she rather everybody have pro-choice, but I mean it's too late to abort him. He's 6'5". It's too late. It's too late. So I'm worried about the log in my eye, and y'all still want to say I'm the one being selfish, yo? Like y'all bugging. Love God, respect the Lord, seek wisdom. One God, our Father, all the time. Hip hop life. Hit that like button, yo. Like, I mean, y'all want me to spell it out? LOVEGOD. Money. Man, I keep telling y'all, money comes, money goes. You lose your money, you lose nothing. You lose your health. Volo lost a little something. Praying to God to get some of it back, right? And he's giving some of it back. Daily, he's giving a little bit back every day. That's why I'm cooking better. I'm trying to eat better. I'm trying to exercise daily and get back on my feet, start running again. So I'm gaining my health back. That's a good thing. Uh, you lose your character though. You lose everything, yo. Folo is a dungeon master name. I'm trying to help some of y'all to go through the dungeon, yo. Using modulus and tautology to get my epistemology exact. Stop stepping to me with don't not kill. I might perform epistemological warfare against you, yo. That's the most brutal, forcible, form of warfare there is. Metaphysical warfare is kind of dangerous too, yo. Just keep it 100. That's what Karis One uses. All right, I've been home long enough. Harmony and happy. Hit that like button. I'll be back. I did a little overtime today because you know what I mean. I don't know if I'll be back tomorrow. I'm trying to do one of these a day. I'm trying to do 2 a day actually. That's where I'm trying to get up to 1,000 videos. But stay tuned. And if you enjoyed this type of content, I'm gonna start working on new beats, et cetera. Well, these are all the ones that come with this system and everything. I'm trying to hook up the other equipment, but it's hard for me to see. Once I get this vision better, right? I get this operation next week, hope God willing, and we'll see how we build this thing, yo. You know what I mean? Join me. You know what I mean? Well, now I'm asking for money if you join, right? But just at least hit the bike button. Right? And in order to join, I got to get enough subscribers. So subscribe first. I talk to y'all later. This is Volothan wishing harmony and happiness for you all. We are repenting is the acronym for war. Even though Dennis Sperling said we are resting, I am resting. I have been resting. But we are repenting. War is peace. And I wish it for you all. Except for if you're illegal and you're trying to kick people, black families out of their houses. Man, you got to go too. Then nigga, fuck out of here with that.